are on my backlog page. How's it going, everybody? Thank you, Golden MV, for being here, and anybody else. So, to kick off tonight's stream, once again, yeah, today was an evening stream, not a afternoon stream, because I had some stuff to do, some errands to run throughout the day, as you guys can tell. And tomorrow, I think that I probably won't be able to stream tomorrow because I have to. Tomorrow's my girlfriend's birthday, so I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff, planning a bunch of things, and we're going to have a dinner and all this other stuff. So tomorrow is going to be a no-go from me, but we will be back on Wednesday, and then I believe Thursday is the Game Awards?
It's on Thursday.
Thursday. Happy almost birthday. Yeah, I'll let her know. Thank you. Oh God, Kingdom Hearts, the forgotten Kingdom Hearts Platinum stream still haunts us to this day. What do you mean? I platinumed like
It's
three.
never gonna happen.
I platinumed 3 fucking Kingdom Hearts games. Okay, and I'm working on Chain of Memories. It's just Chain of Memories is a process. All right, you got to be in the right mood for that game. But the game's fun. It's awesome. But there's just so much shit that came out this year. But yeah, the reason why we are on my backlog page right now is because there is a Game of the Year section of backlog where they let you go through your Game of the Year and your best gameplay, best narrative, best art direction, soundtrack, and multiplayer. So I figured, you know, it's getting to that point. The cutoff for 2022's Game of the Year discussion has happened already. I believe God of War was like the last entry or something like that. And so we're gonna go through it and kind of, at least from what we played, this isn't the definitive list of like what belongs in what category and that's what should win. It says Vash's best of. So this is my opinion on what I loved, what my best gameplay was, what my best narrative was, and you know, in the grand scheme of things, in the reviews of IGN and all the other gaming websites, you know, when they Metacritic and shit, they can have their layout of what games deserve what. But for me, this is what I'm gonna choose, what I think earned it in my book, and all of that good stuff. Brawly, I forget. Do you have a backlog page or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I was gonna say if you wanted to make your own. Or if you wanted to kind of just like give your thoughts as I put one for each thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was like gonna say make me one, but
make you one.
Yeah, make me one.
What do you, I could just link you the site and you can make an account.
Can I do it on my phone?
What? You come to this stream with 0 energy or what?
What do you mean? Okay, I'll make it. All right, I'll make it. This guy, dude.
He's just like 0 effort. Like, yeah, maybe, you know. Unhelpful. I linked him the site and he wants me to make his account and he wants me to make sure that it's phone worthy.
Yeah, you want to know? Can I do it on my phone?
I'm more than, I mean, phones can, yeah, you can watch YouTube on your phone. I'm sure you can stream on your phone. Also, okay, so I'm not promoting it completely yet because I still got some things to work out. But apparently some people on Twitter and stuff have been posting that there's this new website called kick.com, and it's a new streaming website. So I just made an account there. If you guys want to follow me, you can. I'm gonna link it. Unfortunately, Vash was taken, like it always is. But I got Vash with 2 H's. So if you guys want to follow Vash with 2 H's, I am gonna message the customer support and see if they can help me out with like, oh hey, look, this is my Twitch account. I'm trying to move over, and see what they say. But I'm not gonna really focus on it too much. There are people on there streaming, but it looks very much like Twitch. Like it's the same layout, the same follower page, all that shit. So I don't know much about it. I just made one. If you guys want to follow me there, go for it. If not, then that's fine too. If I ever need to switch off of Twitch, then I know where to do it. But all right.
That was high, dude. That died already.
Huh?
I did that with Hive, and that already died. I'm not doing it again.
No, it's still alive. They're just working on it.
Yeah, because they had like their security open, and
Yeah,
people were getting bodied. So.
but getting bodied.
How do I backlog a game? Like I want to put a game at least on there. What are you doing? Oh, I have to confirm my email.
Okay, so while Brawly get that set up, I'm just gonna go through best multiplayer at the moment because that's like a simple one, and we can kind of edit entries, added entry. Okay, so best multiplayer. This one it's kind of tough for me. Hold on, I'm gonna move this window over here. Best multiplayer, Tales of. Nope, Tales of Arise didn't have it. Best multiplayer, it's tough to say for me because when you think multiplayer, what comes to your mind first? Is it local co-op? Is it an online game? Is it an MMO? Is it something that's just oriented around multiplayer, no other experience besides multiplayer? There's a lot of things that come into question when you think about best multiplayer. But something that's kind of sticking out to my brain right now, right out the gate, is Fall Guys, because Fall Guys came out with a whole new relaunch, a whole new season. And I've been having a blast with Fall Guys. I know Overwatch 2 came out, and I've been having fun with that too. But I think that Fall Guys, it kind of just like, it's so easy to jump to whenever you want, and it's such a time waster. It's such a great game to jump into with friends. You don't have to be amazing at the game to play it and have a good time. There is some strategy if you want to, build upon your ability to platform and stuff. But it's just a really, really great time. They've got some really good collaborations. They've got a really good season pass. I don't know if that's going to be my entry for sure, because there are other games that came out this year that were really good. And Fall Guys, it's a bit of an issue because that game's been out for years now. So it's like you're going to treat it as a new release because they kind of relaunched it on Epic with like free to play and a whole new aspect to it. So it's kind of like a re-release in a way. But there are, like, Mario Strikers came out and that was lackluster, unfortunately, so that's definitely not winning my best multiplayer. Hold on, let me switch my, I'm gonna move my camera over a little bit. Looks like I'm leaning a little bit too much one way. 1 second, everybody. Let's go this way. Okay. So yeah, I mean, let's look up. I'm gonna look it up over here, and then I'll bring it over. Best multiplayer games 2022. Bum 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 bum. Elden Ring. I mean, I guess it's considered multiplayer. Gotham Knights. I totally forgot about that. Nintendo Switch Sports. That was fun, but again, it was kind of like Mario Strikers, where it's fun, but it's very lackluster. War Thunder, World of Tanks, Valheim. Was Valheim? I think it was released on other consoles this year, but it wasn't a release of 2022. Valorant, no. Among Us, no. Destiny 2, no. Apex. Yeah, these are all like ongoing. I don't know if this necessarily counts as like 2022 release. I know Overwatch 2 was on there, because that one is something that came out this year. I guess Warzone would be another one because that's new. Grand Theft Auto Offline. Yeah, no, this list sucks ass. I guess for now I'm gonna put Fall Guys on there. Season 2 and season 3. They brought out new maps. They brought out all this other stuff, and it was just a fun time playing with friends, playing with a girlfriend, playing with family, playing with people online. It's just a good time all around. Brawly, did you get yours?
I'm surprised you didn't put in Scarlet and Violet.
I mean, I could see that as a good multiplayer, but the thing is, it was fun to be in the same world as somebody else, but you really couldn't do much together, if that makes sense. It's not exactly multiplayer. It's more of like an experience online with friends, but it's not. You can't battle together against trainers. You can't. what is it? You can't, watch somebody else fight a gym leader. It's just kind of like you're in the same realm as them, but you're just playing at the same time, sort of deal. So for me, I personally wouldn't put it as multiplayer. I just put it as, just an online experience.
Gotcha.
But what about you, Broly? What do you think would be your best multiplayer of this year?
I don't know.
I really do wish I could
Mario Party.
Mario Party? Was that this year release?
I think what the new one maybe.
Mario Party Superstars release date. That one came out in October 29th, 2021. Now, if you mean like Nintendo Switch Online Mario Party, then that's something. But I don't think that really counts.
But I don't know if that counts. Yeah, that was tough. I'm the same boat with you with Strikers.
I really wish I could put Gotham Knights on there, but with the way it launched, and even then, the day one, the co-op wasn't even working, and the bugs that happened throughout the playthrough.
I'll play Halo Infinite.
Did that come out this year?
It came out like the end of December, like after Game Awards, so it should count.
It says it came out November 15th.
Yeah, it was because I think what the cutoff is November 8th.
Oh, was it?
But if you're just saying like 2022, like it has to be 2022.
Yeah.
Then probably Pokemon Scarlet.
Okay. Scarlet, yeah. I mean, while I don't agree, I mean it's everybody's list. Vash is shutting down Broly. Hey, I'm just making sure I don't want to have this whole video saved and then people are like, oh, this game actually didn't come out, blah, 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 I mean, that's why I'm saying I gave a whole fucking set thing for Fall Guys, because that game came out a while back, but they kind of relaunched it, so that's why I'm allowing it for my own list, but I could see why people would be like, no, that doesn't count. If Fall Guys doesn't count, if for you guys are watching the VOD, or for people who care, if Fall Guys doesn't count, then I just put Overwatch 2, or I would put Gotham Knights, because me and Solara had a good time. But alright, let's go ahead and move on to best soundtrack. This one, it's tricky because there's a lot of really good soundtracks this year. There's a lot of really good ones. Sonic Frontiers, Scarlet and Violet had some great music. Final Fantasy Origins, Strangers of Paradise had a really good soundtrack. Sonic Frontiers, yeah. There was just a lot of really good sound. It's crazy to think that Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise came out this year, right? It feels like that game came out a long time ago, but I guess it came out like early. Let me see. Strangers of Paradise release date. Yeah, they came out in March of this year, and they've already got 2 DLC packages out for that game. Man, I need to get back and do that DLC. I really want to get through it all. Cause yeah, I had a good time with that. Does anybody have any soundtracks that I didn't list? You're still 1 DLC behind? Yeah, I know. I need to fucking catch up. I need to beat Warrior of Light. Man, that guy was kicking my ass. What'd you say, brother?
You're missing the GOAT.
Oh, Elden Ring. Yeah, Elden Ring had a really good soundtrack. Some awesome scores in that game. The one that sticks out to me, of course, and this might be something that might show up again later in my list of games here, but honestly, some people might have some qualms with this decision for me. But a game soundtrack that I keep coming back to, that I keep listening to, that I love, and that is still getting music to this day, is Final Fantasy Endwalker. Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker has an amazing soundtrack, and for finishing a saga that's been around for 10 years, that soundtrack it's unreal. It capped. It was such a good end cap for the entire timeline of how that game's been going, and the saga coming to a conclusion. I honestly think that for best soundtrack, I would put Endwalker. as my choice because that's a CD I want to buy. Forward and back, that was Heaven Sword. What was it? Endwalker just went off. Gonna grab some disgusting McDonald's. All right, Bowie, sounds good. Bring me back a small little vanilla ice cream cone. Bing chillin', if you would. There's a lot of really good choices this year. It could go in so many different ways. Sonic Frontiers has a great soundtrack. It's a little tough because when it comes to soundtrack and it comes to the just overall immersiveness of a game, Neon White had a really good soundtrack too. Is there such a thing as horchata ice cream? I mean, I'm more than sure there is because I've had it. Yeah. I'm still behind in 14. Okay, I'm trudging along. Hey, there you go. See, I'm behind in Strangers of Paradise. You're behind in 14. Let's help each other out. You help me in Strangers of Paradise, and I'll power level you in 14. Easy peasy. Broly, I think I already know your answer, but how do you feel about the soundtracks of all the games this year?
There was a lot of bangers for sure. I wanted to put Sonic Frontiers. If I have to play it myself.
Yeah.
To really get the fulfillment of it and really judge it based off of that. I want to say, yeah. I mean, nothing else really bangs for me other than Elden Ring. I think this.
Is there a certain song from Elden Ring that just really like
the boss battle when you
it?
fight against Godric? Really, really good.
Yeah.
When he goes into his beast form or whatever, that was really, really good. It's just a lot of those things.
What about Xenoblade?
Xenoblade has some good ones, but nothing that I'm like. It's just very anime. It's not my taste.
Okay.
It's good, but it's like it's just good. Nothing crazy.
I don't think I'll get DMCA, but for a soundtrack, I mean, I really do love music in video games. I think that it's something that might be overlooked at times by some gamers here and there, and even just the media in general. I think a lot of I love listening to classical music, and there's a lot of like compositions and things that video games put out that I feel are neglected by the classical genre of radio stations and stuff. I wish all that would be integrated a little bit more, but we do get video game orchestras that travel across the country, so that makes me happy. But overall, it's something that gets overlooked, and it's a little sad because there's a lot of really, really compelling and motivating pieces of music that come out of video games that I really, really love. So I think just to kind of capitalize on this, I want to play a little snippet of like one of my favorite songs from Endwalker. And Brawley, you can go ahead and link the Elden Ring song that you think sounds great. I'll listen to a bit of it. And anybody else in the chat, if you guys want to link something, I'll probably take like the two first ones who want to link like a really good song from this year. Something obviously that's DMCA safe, so don't link anything. Like 14 has a lot of stuff with vocals, so I'll probably not play something like that. But let me see. Is it this one? Oh yeah, it's this song right here. So I'm gonna play mine first, Brawley. If you get a link together, then link it to me on Discord, and I'll play yours next. And if anybody else wants to play something on their end, this is the Cradle of Hope song from Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, and it's the Beast Tribe song for the Omnicron Beast Tribe race that's in the game. And man, it is so good. It's such a beautiful theme, and I love it so much. I'm just gonna play a little bit of it for you guys. Let me know if it's too loud. So good, dude. It's basically an instrumental of like the main theme in a way. But with like little extra additives here and there. what a vibe. And this is just like a random song. A lot of players, if they don't do the Beast Tribes, they won't even hear this song, which is so sad. Listen to it. And the Beast Tribe that you're dealing with is the Omicron is like it's in Endwalker. It's one of the races that we find, and they're just a civilization of robots, and it just fits that area so well. But all right, that's mine there. Brawley, did you put together something, or you want me to just look it up?
Put up the Battle Thing versus Radagon.
Battle Theme versus Radagast?
Radagon.
Radagon. Elden Ring. Radagon, the Golden Order? Know what it is?
I believe so.
Very epic.
Yeah, this is like one of the final fights, and it just gets you in the mood for these fights. That's the whole point about these games. It's like it's not just some song that's just playing, or like just a random time. Like this is just a build up for the conversation you're about to have. That's why I really like the soundtrack, because they all just fit very well for the themes of their battle.
Worth noting, it's the game's main theme as well, so it strikes twice as hard. Also high. What's up, Lon? How's it going? But yeah, I mean, a great song. Super. I could definitely feel that getting me hype as shit. If I was about to fight something, gonna kick my ass. Yeah. But all right, that's what I have for my best soundtrack. Brawley chose Elden Ring, which is great choices all around. The next one is best art direction. This one, before I get into mine, Brawley, you can go to yours first.
Which one is it? Art direction?
Yeah, best art direction.
So I put God of War, Ragnarok.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, God of War has like really good visuals, really good graphics, and I mean the sound design's there too, and the fact that you have so many places where you're teleported into like a spatial looking astral plane or whatever looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean the colors are all vibrant. They're all like, it's just a very beautiful game. Nothing misses, nothing out of place, nothing's like frame rating or anything like that. Everything seems so vivid and real when you're playing. Like if you're watching a Norse mythology movie or whatever, right? Just,
yeah,
it's really sick. The different seasons and whether you're on sand or desert or snow, it looks just really cool. And I thought it just had that good storytelling with its art that I really liked. So it worked out.
Yeah, for me, art direction is always a tricky thing because it's unfortunate because if I were to choose based off of me playing the game, actually like enjoying it and learning more about the world, I had been so mesmerized and blown away by the art style of Horizon Forbidden West. I think that the colors and how the underwater areas looked with Aloy going around all the areas. But this is the thing that's unfortunate is I experienced all of that through trailers. I didn't get to play Horizon Forbidden West, unfortunately. So it's tough for me to sit here and be like, this is my game of best art direction game of the year, when it's a game that I haven't even played yet. So I wish I could say Horizon Forbidden West, because just visually that game looks stunning. I think that for when it came out or so early in the year, and how Peppa Pig, get out of here. And just from everything that I've seen from it, the way that Aloy transitions from being in the jungle to jumping into some water and seeing the underwater reefs and the coral, like, just build up that's happening around the shoreline, and then getting out of the water and then going straight into like this dinosaur fight. It looks so cool and captivating all at once. It's rigged if Genshin is once again nominated. Yeah, I mean Genshin's been nominated for sure. I think it's currently going for Player's Choice, and we're gonna go look at that at the end of all of these that we choose, and then we'll go into some other stuff. But I think for best art direction, something that really caught me by surprise just recently was I was watching my girlfriend play through Stray. And that game, it's visually, like, the way they captured the cat and all the animations the cat has and how it interacts with the world, how it'll rub against the robot's leg, and the atmosphere, the lighting, everything about Stray was so impressive. And I think even though this is a competition of best art direction and like how well they achieved certain graphics and certain things, I know other studios probably have done it better, but the fact that this is such a small group of people, it's an indie game, and they went that far with it. I think for me, best art direction this year is probably going to go to Stray for me. I think the game just looks really, really nice. The fact that the cat is animated so well and how it interacts with the world is just really, really charming. And I'm actually going to be playing Stray on stream soon. I watched my girlfriend play through a good amount of it, so I do know some things. I didn't really find out too much about how it ends other than that she cried. So I'm going to see how it goes for me. But I'll probably play that soon, maybe in the next like 2 days or so. And it should be a one-shot stream. I should be able to beat Stray in one go. But alright, best art direction, Brawley put God of War. I put Stray, and I think that I'm pretty happy with that decision. Next one up is best narrative, and I think for me, it's really, really hard. Again, this could be something that could dissuade somebody from actually considering it viable. I don't really know how this all goes in the realm of deciding what games are allowed and which ones aren't. Because it's Game of the Year, you want to reflect on this year and what this year accomplished. But the fact is, I think that the way that Endwalker carried its story and how it ended with its saga was just so damn good. It's something that I'm gonna carry with me forever. That ending sequence of just going through those last moments with all the characters that you've come to love, and capping off the Zodiac Age saga, whatever it's called, the Hydaelyn Zodiac saga. It was just so impressive to me, and for an MMO to accomplish that and still keep me excited for what's to come in the future, it's just so great. So for me, best narrative has to go to, once again, Endwalker. That one takes it for me, and I understand some people might not treat that as a valid choice, because I don't know, MMOs are a tricky thing. It's much easier for someone to say, oh, of course, this MMO that takes hundreds of hours to put time into to level your character and get a group together to do the dungeons, of course it's going to have a better story because you sit there for hours on end, as opposed to, like, a 9-hour game. So I can understand why people would have a debate about that, but for me, it's just, this is my list, and it's a game that I really enjoy, and I just really loved how they capped off the story of the Warrior of Light and all of that stuff. So that's probably going to be my pick for the year. Brawley, do you have anything that stood out to you narrative-wise?
So the one I picked, and I actually did a full playthrough of this earlier this year, was Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Oh, damn, okay.
I thought this game had an amazing story. Just a group of characters that all had each different backgrounds to their reason why they're joining the journey, and reason why they had the purpose of completing the journey and stuff. 'Cause I don't want to spoil anything in case you want to watch it. But I thought it was just really good. There's obviously parts that are kind of, you kind of scratch your head at a little bit, but at the end of the day, it is, pretty anime. So like the story does go a little beyond your imagination or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I thought it was really good. I thought the way they told the story was really great, and I had a lot of fun with it. I think if Elden Ring wasn't this year, it probably would have been my game of the year. But I know we're not there yet. So yeah, the narrative was really good.
Okay, so best narrative for you was Xenoblade 3?
Yeah.
Nice, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I got to see Brawly's stream here and there of Xenoblade 3. I haven't finished 2, and I really don't know much about 3 other than what I saw from Brawly's stream. And yeah, I think that overall Xenoblade is an interesting one to me because it's still in that realm of niche JRPG. And even though it's got a huge following online, the numbers behind the franchise just aren't as strong as some other like big heavy hitters are. So I feel like unfortunately Xenoblade falls victim to that lack of just lack of staying power with the masses. It's very much it might be a problem that it's stuck on Nintendo. It might be a problem that maybe it's a little too anime or something. I don't know. But Xenoblade always has bangers, amazing music, and it's the one thing that Xenoblade that I feel is holding it back tremendously is the combat. Unfortunately, I feel like the combat in that game is very, very stagnant at times. It's super just you don't feel motivated to get into a battle in that game. At least that from what I experienced from 1 and X. I have played Xenoblade 1, I have played Xenoblade X, and I played like, I don't know, 30 hours of Xenoblade 2. And throughout all of them, it's very unfortunate that you stand still, or you can move around, but you don't actually press buttons unless it's like the timer gets to the point where you can press a button. And it's just something. But that's my opinion on that. I'm sure narrative-wise, that's where its strong suit is, because I've heard so many people say that they love the characters and certain moments for each game. But yeah, that's so Xenoblade for Brawly, Endwalker for me. Next, we're going to best gameplay, and I can give that one to Brawly. You can go ahead and start that one off.
So this one, this was a little tough because I had to really think about all the games I played and what stood out. But this might be a surpriser. This might be out of the park. But for me, best gameplay was Pokemon Arceus. I thought it just kind of blew my mind. Something different that we got out of Pokemon that was really cool in the ability to craft your Pokeballs and go and search out these Pokemon, and everything's always different, and being able to ride different carrier Pokemon, whether it's swimming or flying or wall climbing, things like that. I really liked the adventure side of it. Able to, it was open world, at its limits, but it was open world, and I just had a lot of fun because it's just it's engaging to go look for these Pokemon, and you never know what you're gonna get. You never know what's gonna happen, and I kind of liked it a lot. It gave so much inspiration now to see what they could do next with the series.
Mm-hmm.
And I really was like a big proponent on this game. Like, I really wanted this to do more, like, just hit people's expectations and have like all these awards and stuff. But for me, I really like this game. This game is really, really cool. So I went with Pokemon Arceus.
Cool. Yeah, Arceus is a good time. If you guys haven't played Pokemon Arceus, and if you're just finished Scarlet and Violet, it's different enough to where you won't feel the same kind of like, oh man, I just played through a Pokemon game. I don't want to go through the steps again, get all the badges and blah blah. Like it's very different, And it's so funny because people originally would say Pokemon Arceus was like the beta build for what Scarlet and Violet was gonna be, with the open world aspect and flying around and catching Pokemon. But more so, it felt like Scarlet and Violet were the beta because of the performance wise, because Arceus didn't run nearly as bad as Scarlet and Violet did, and Arceus really did accomplish something great with being able to float into these other areas. And yeah, you can say Arceus had the zones separated, so that helps a lot, which, you know, that's probably the reason why it runs better, because everything was separated. But yeah, I think for me, best gameplay, what comes to mind instantly, and I honestly feel like it's a game that if you find yourself wanting that sort of challenge in a different way, and it's not a first-person shooter kind of thing, it's not a challenging, like, spooky game like, you know, Callisto might be or something like that. It's a game that it has a really interesting soundtrack. It's got a really interesting art style. It's got a very simple but effective and deep combat system. And my choice for best gameplay is Sifu. I really enjoyed Sifu. I couldn't put it down when I first got it, and I platinum trophy that game so fast. And it's one of my biggest praises that I give myself this year was I beat Sifu platinum trophy hardest difficulty before it got patched, because apparently the hardest difficulty was bugged and you were getting, like, destroyed, and they had to patch it. And I did all that before, so that's a huge God gamer praise for myself. I'll take it. Thank you. I'm bowing. Thank you. But man, Sifu was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I think everyone should give it a shot. I hope it goes on the PlayStation Plus free monthly rotation thing. I hope it gets to that point at some point, because it's a really fun game. And apparently they're making a movie. The director of John Wick is making a Sifu movie, or in talks about wanting to make one. So that's awesome. I really hope that does happen, because that would be really fun. But yeah, the gameplay there is great. And if you guys haven't seen the mods for the PC version, well, you should check them out, because they have one where they replace the main character with Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. And it's so sick. They've got one where you can be the Green Power Ranger. So R.I.P. Tommy. I want to do that. If I get a PC version, I'll get him in there. Go fuck up some people. It'll be great. I think the age mechanic was such an interesting thing that no other game has done. And I need to go back to Sifu. Yeah, you do. Definitely. I really think that the whole... I like challenge in video games. I really do. You guys know I never play a game on easy mode. And I'm not going to talk shit about people playing in easy mode. Do what you want. But for me personally, I get enjoyment from playing games that are more difficult, because I love being able to master the movement, master the gameplay, and put my skills to the test to get that W, you know? And I love that Sifu kind of did that thing. It was like, okay, you died, but you got older. And if you want to, you can beat the game at being the youngest age from what you start out at, if you just don't die or if you don't get knocked out. And that's just such a cool concept. I wish more games would do that. I know something else that's like similar is I think Baldur's Gate has it. I just recently found out that Doom Eternal has it, and I believe, you know, like the other games that came out of that studio, Divinity, they have and Diablo and stuff, like they have the challenge mode where if you die once, your games you lose your save file. I think that's such a cool thing, because why not just throw that in there? Like, it's just fun. It's just for people who want to challenge themselves. And, you know, it gives that extra risk factor. It makes every decision matter. It makes all these things very important. Fire Emblem, that's such a fun thing to do, is keep all your units alive, and you play on classic mode, where if they die, they're out of the game. They're gone. And I think that's really cool. Of course, it's a little bit more lenient in Fire Emblem, because if they die, you just reset your game, and then you start back up. But still, it's just a fun little extra bit of challenge, and I really enjoyed it. Elden Ring released and everything else turned irrelevant. Yeah, it felt that way when it came out, for sure. The same thing's gonna happen next year when Tears of the Kingdom come out, but we'll see.
Whoa,
Um,
whoa, whoa, whoa! You
hey,
still got
it
Resident
comes
Evil
out. Okay, the
4,
Resident Evil comes out in March, I believe, and Tears of the King comes out in May. So after May, everything else becomes relevant.
and then you got Rebirth at the end of the year.
Of
No,
of
that's it. No.
yeah, that's right. Shit the
No,
hell
no,
up.
no. Go ahead.
But all right, so that's all of the bottom row. We have the last one, our game of the year for 2022. I need a PS5 for Final Fantasy 16. The world is unfair. Hopefully you get one soon. All I recommend, I mean, just don't go digital, but if you do, then whatever.
Just bookmark Wario 64 and get on them deals.
True. Yeah, if you put
Get on
Wario
it quick.
64 in your notifications, you'll get it eventually.
You'll get it eventually.
But yeah, so we are at our final one. I will let Brawly go first, and then I'll go after. I think we already know what Brawly's decision is gonna be, and we'll go from there.
Well, when this year
Oh, true.
started,
Sorry, Lon. You're in Brazil. My bad.
just get someone imported. I don't know. You got this, London. Anyways, um, when this year started, and Elden Ring hit, we all kind of got that. All right, Elden Ring's gonna win everything, right? Because I think when Elden Ring first came out, we were suspecting God of War to challenge it, and then they pushed or delayed God of War till the end of the year. Well, they first said 2023, so we were all like, and they pushed Breath of the Wild. We thought this year was gonna be the golden age, like the top of the line age for video games. It was gonna be a 3-way race, maybe 4-way race with Horizon Forbidden West, whatever, right? But they ended up pushing Zelda to next year. They ended up pushing, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth till the 2024, and then at first we thought God of War was also being pushed to 2023. So Elden Ring hit. I played it. A lot of people saw the stream, and I played it probably 12 hours each stream, give or take. Like, those streams were fun. I could never drop the game. I kept wanting to play. I kept wanting to explore, because you got to remember, what you love about Dark Souls, what you love about all the different areas, the difficulty and the challenges that it brings, and now you got this big scope with you get to explore an open world filled with Dark Souls challenges, and you have different areas to explore. You have different catacombs, caves, castles to go to, the 5 main regions to explore, different secrets, the lore, the bosses. There is some criticism to the repetitiveness of certain bosses, some mini bosses, which sure, there's 280 some bosses in the game. So they're gonna be overlapping here and there for sure, which is always annoying because you always want something new. But I don't think any game tops the gameplay of Elden Ring. Like, just being a fun game, there's nothing that tops it. Add in the music, add in the different weapons and different things you can do to your character, the customization, add in the level designs of all the different places. It's one of the great games of the decade for sure. Probably number one game of this decade of the 2020s so far. I might be outreaching by saying that, but I think it is. It's a game. See, what I like and what I enjoy about games is when the hype of a game is so surreal and so way over the top, and then it matches it.
Yeah.
That's when you know they have a banger of a game. Because a lot of games, they have all this hype, and you play it and you're disappointed. You're instantly disappointed when it doesn't get to that point.
Yeah.
Right? Callisto Protocol. Anyways, so I just judge it off of that. I know that I suspect Elden Ring to win. I wouldn't be too mad. I'd be a little upset if God of War won. But honestly, after watching Vash play God of War here and there, it's a good game and it's solid. And we haven't finished it, but it just seems like it's very repetitive to what it was in 2018. Now that game did win Game of the Year, but I just think that kind of factor, like where it's kind of the same, and the combat kind of feels the same. A lot of reused assets feel like that's what it feels like in this game in the new God of War. I just feel it's gonna hurt it just a little bit, just enough for Elden Ring to win. So, and I loved other games. Like I said, Xenoblade 3 was there. I loved Xenoblade 3. I love Pokemon Arceus. But I don't think any of the other games, the other nominations, come close to Elden Ring. It's gonna win. That's my game of the year, 2022. Book it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's today. I mean this year is very, very solid. There's so many good games out. There's so many things to play. It's overwhelming at times. Right now, I got to finish God of War. I have to. I just started Midnight Suns, Marvel Midnight Suns, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm surprised by it. It's a strategy game, but the ability of making your character and the character being voiced and customizing everybody and all that stuff, it's very, very engaging, and I'm excited to play more of it after I beat God of War. I'm gonna play Stray soon, and I've seen a good amount of it, so I'm excited for all that. And yeah, God of War, I'm really, really enjoying God of War. I think that Kratos is such an interesting character whenever he does let himself talk. It is unfortunate that a lot of his lines are very stoic and very one-liner, just a couple words here and there. But we got a lot of emotion from him in 2018 God of War, and I'm sure we're gonna get more whenever I get to the end of it. But even if I got through all of God of War and it had such a great story and it was really, really impactful, I still think that overall, on the grand scale of gaming and just what it accomplished, how much it took over certain social medias and all of the different lore that came out of it, all the books, all the videos, all the YouTube channels of people breaking down every little aspect of it, how it came in a full complete package. And I think the only hiccup was the PC version was a little bit of a had a rough start. But yeah, I just think that overall Elden Ring is definitely going to be my game of the year for this year. It just kind of went above and beyond with what it allowed people to do with it, and how it brought so many more people into the genre of Dark Souls. So many people who aren't even like Dark Souls fans, they jumped right into Elden Ring and they had a blast. I still have my very, very big criticisms on the fact that they're still reusing animations that they had since Dark Souls 1. They still have NPCs that don't move their lips and stuff. You know, there's so many things about Dark Souls and the Souls genre that really needs to like break the mold and do more. But it's baby steps, you know. I'm not gonna be as hard on them as I am with Pokemon, because Pokemon's been around since I was a fucking child, and Dark Souls has been around since what, the PS3 era.
2010.
Huh?
2010.
Yeah, and so like you know, I'm not gonna be damned if lip moving was a real, yeah. You know, just certain aspects about the Souls genre, I just wish that they would just step it up here and there. But it's such small things that can be added to the next game that could make it even better, and they could do better about certain aspects of the lore not being so out of left field or just randomly placed in the world or whatever. They, you know, make the story just a little bit more coherent, and then if you get the juicy stuff later or in random items or lore books or whatever, that's fine. But I do think the Souls genre needs to grow soon, and Elden Ring did make it grow with the fact of it being able, like, so open world and stuff. And I can't wait to see what they do next. But yeah, I think for my game of the year, I do think that Elden Ring just, you know, hit the mark on everything that people wanted, and and I can't complain. It was a great lineup this year, and I do want to point out a game that is not on my list, but I really, really, really fucking enjoyed, and I think that they need to do more in that direction, and it will be even better. But I loved Kirby and the Forgotten Land so much, and that game unfortunately doesn't really have that many nominations. It has a great soundtrack. It's got great gameplay for a Kirby game. It's so much fun. It's a good multiplayer game. You can play co-op with somebody. It's got a lot of things about it that are really, really great. It's just so unfortunate that, Kirby games, Kirby's such a huge franchise that has such a big market of merchandise and blah blah, and the games are no longer the biggest selling point of Kirby. It's just the fact that the cute pink boy is just so much, he brings your heart to its maximum level. So it's like, I love this little pink boy, dude. I want him to be the best ever. And so Kirby the Forgotten Land, if you didn't play it, please play it. It's so much fun. It's such a good Kirby game. The post game is so good. Pure serotonin, yeah, exactly. The post game is so good. The soundtrack is good in that game. The only other game that's not on this list that I wish it was in my best multiplayer spot, but it just came and went so quickly, and it's so unfortunate. But TMNT Shredder's Revenge was such a good fun game to play. But it's just so short, but it fills the role of arcade. It's everything we wanted. After Turtles in Time, it got great music. It probably is best soundtrack, but I just love Endwalker so much. It's got an amazing soundtrack. It's got an amazing art style. It's got an amazing feel to it. It's just, I don't know, something about it was just lacking. Like, there wasn't much of a combo system. There wasn't much of like an upgrade system. You could upgrade and get a couple of different skills, but it was just the same old that we've seen in other beat 'em ups. It wasn't as in depth as like Streets of Rage 4, for example, and it just needed that little bit of extra, like, man, this game's so fun, I can't put it down. And it was fun, but I literally could probably beat the game, like, if I spent the entire day playing just that game, 24 hours, I could probably beat it like over 50 times. I'm not even joking. Like, it's such a short.
No, you
little...
can relax.
No, if you're at max level with your characters and it was like it's just you playing on easy mode or something, you could probably beat that whole game like with and every hour you could get through it or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying. That game was really, really good. It's a fun multiplayer game. You play with your friends online. It was on Game Pass. I didn't pay for it. I still want to get a physical copy of it eventually. We got it twice. Well, we bought it on Switch and we have it on Brawley has it on his Switch. I have it on my Switch. We have it 2 times. But we got it both digital because we're stupid. Well, actually no, we're not stupid. It's because the game wasn't out physically on launch. It came out much later.
What?
But yeah, were there any for everybody in the chat and also Broly? Were there any honorable mentions like the ones that I mentioned that you guys want to talk about? Throw out there, say this is really good. Oh yeah, Neon White. If you're a speedrunner fan, if you like speedrunning games, Neon White, really, really fun indie game. So I would recommend that one as well.
I mean, I haven't finished it, but Triangle Strategy was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a strategy game. It's very long, but I enjoyed it. I think it deserves some recognition. A multiplayer game that I think needs no introduction of being great is World of Warcraft Dragonflight. Make sure you guys get it. It's really good. I've had a lot of fun with it. It always scratches that itch of playing World of Warcraft. I don't know what it's about, but it just always it's always fun to log on and play, and it never feels like a drag. Like the movement, the exploration in that game is really cool. And if it was out, earlier, I would have put it as my top multiplayer game because I think it's really cool. But I think that's it. I don't know. I mean, Mario Strikers was okay, came and went. Shredder's Revenge came and went. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know why Vash hasn't put Strangers in Paradise was his #1 game. That's all he talked about for months. So like, I don't get it, but
the gameplay was fun. It's a great game. Jack is one. If they had like best character of the year, Jack Garland would be #1 instantly. Jack Garland is one of the best Final Fantasy characters I've ever met in my life, and I love him. Everything about him, he's perfect. I mean, I'm gonna read. I forgot to read what Lon Lon wrote. He said, "Elden Ring does the same as Breath of the Wild did as to showing what us the true joy of exploration applied in an open world setting. But it was even better than Breath of the Wild because Zelda became predictable by the numbers quickly. Still fun, but Elden Ring, it just goes with new stuff for hours, constantly and consistently and quality content. There's like 3 or 4 Dark Souls inside that game, plus 2 Zeldas." Damn. I don't know if I would go that far to say that Zelda becomes predictable, but it does. You do know what to expect from a Zelda game as you compared to what you would expect from a Dark Souls setting, because Zelda has so many iterations and so many different journeys that we've already been on with Link that you can kind of know what to expect. But Dark Souls is different every time, I would say, or at least different enough. But yeah, I agree that Elden Ring did hit that same mark of having that open world aspect done correctly. Slander. Exactly. But yeah, I guess, I mean, I want to mention Gotham Knights because even though the game was a buggy, performance-ridden mess, I still enjoyed it very much. I actually went out 2 days ago, and I got the second issue of the comic book, because it comes with a DLC code for for in-game goodies. That I still play the heroic mode. I hit level 40 on Nightwing, so it's just a game that I enjoy, but I understand that it's a pretty, stupid, dumb mess of a game, but I like it. But alright, I guess that's it for our roundup of the games of this year, the ones that stood out, the ones that you should keep an eye out for. I try to do this every year. We try to have our little discussion, our little talk before, because you're a dumb mess. Yes, aren't we all? But yeah, so the Game Awards actually has, let me pull this up real quick for you guys. Where is it? Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Where did it go? Here, I'll just look it up. Game Awards. The Game Awards have a player's voice bracket. I wanted to go over it on stream with you guys, just to kind of do this last little section of the Game Awards before we move on to playing some WoW for a little bit. But yeah, here I'll link it to you, Brawly, too, if you want to vote, if you're logged in. There's a player's voice. So there's been 3 rounds of this. Round 1 and 2 are gone, and they had a lot more games on there. And these are the 5 games that are left. We have a day and 23 hours left to vote. And it says, which is your favorite game of the year? Player's Voice is a 100% fan-voted award across 3 rounds. And I think that obviously is Genshin Impact. No. I think that God of War and Elden Ring are gonna win enough. The Blue Blur came out with something spectacular and something that could be built upon for years to come. And I think that Sonic Frontiers is my player's voice game of the year. If I were to be like, hey, this game, I want more. Yes, I love it. I'm gonna submit Sonic Frontiers. And the best part about it is that if you go down, hold on, if I click change my pick, currently Sonic Frontiers is winning with 51% of the vote. The next closest thing is Genshin Impact with 25%. So Sonic Frontiers is actually pulling out to win right now, and that is amazing. So I am submitting my vote for Sonic Frontiers as my player voice game of the year. I think that it is unfortunate that it was overlooked at the Game Awards for a lot. I don't even think it was in Best Soundtrack. Sonic Frontiers managed to be a good step forward for Sonic games. Yep, don't let the waifu gotcha win again. Yeah, but it would be funny to hear Genshin Impact again. Yeah, I just think Sonic Frontiers they gave me something that I wasn't expecting to be great, and it came out being great. The ending was a little lackluster, but the soundtrack was great. The overall gameplay was fun. I had so much fun playing the game, and the story was the best that 3D Sonic has been in the past like 10 years. The ending was due to time constraints. Boo. The fans said on Twitter, delay the game, and they were like, no, we're confident in the game. So, time constraints my ass. Even if they said it in an interview, I don't care. But I mean, you know, I want more. I want more of it. So I'm hoping the next Sonic game that comes out. I don't exactly want Sonic Frontiers 2. I never really liked the title Sonic Frontiers. It makes me think of like a Western game. But yeah, director wanted to have more time. Fuck you, Sega. Sega was like, nah, fam. Sonic Second Frontier, dude. Sonic Another Frontier. How about that one? But yeah, I mean, I think that Sonic Frontiers would be my game of the year, and I'd be furious if it wasn't in the top 5. If it had a Chow Garden. If it had a Chow Garden, I'd still be playing it right now. But I did Platinum Trophy Sonic Frontiers. I couldn't stop playing it. It was a great game. Oh yeah, and we got free DLC coming out. I can't believe it's free. That's fucking crazy. Playable characters, a new like post-game shit, like they're adding all this stuff and it's all free. That's crazy to me. I have no idea why how is that profitable? Like, is it just to like get good faith back in the franchise or something? I don't know, but I don't know how they're spanning all this DLC for free and they're like, here you go. And the game just went on sale for Black Friday for like $29 2 weeks after it released. Didn't make any sense. That game is an anomaly when it comes to marketing. But we got Sonic and Soap Shoes, so I'm happy. Many games do this now. Yeah, but the thing is, Sonic is such a weird one to be like, yeah, free DLC. When they tried charging for Super Sonic in Sonic Forces, they tried charging you to unlock Super Sonic with money in Sonic Forces. Like, come on. Leave it free, dang. And they did charge you for Shadows DLC. Let me run around the world as Super Sonic and I'll be happy. You know what I was hoping for in Sonic Frontiers? I was really hoping that it would be unlockable. If you did 100%, you can unlock like retro Sonic Adventure 1 model as Sonic and run around as retro Sonic. That'd be so funny. Mario did it in Mario Odyssey, and I believe Crash 4 did it for Crash Bandicoot. So it would have been really cool if Sonic did that, where you can have like a retro-looking Sonic Adventure 1 Sonic model running around. Forces was poop. Yes, I agree. But all right, guys, that's it. That's my my breakdown of my Game of the Year nominations. What I believe deserved what. If you agreed, awesome. If you didn't agree, then let me know on Twitter or if I post this on YouTube, whatever. Any last words to say, Brawly, before we wrap this one up?
No, I just can't wait to the Game Awards. Well, at least see who won.
Yeah, for those of you who are here live, stick around because we're so this is the end of the video here, but we are going to talk about our anticipations of the Game Awards and what we think might be there, or are just what we wish for, what we want to be there. Or you know what? Maybe should we just like squeeze it in right here now? Just kind of talk about what we want before we end the video.
I don't know. It might be a lot because I mean we got to know what's already gonna be announced, which is like, you know, Tekken 8 and stuff. And then we gotta talk about what we want and what crazy picks we can see.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Are you gonna co-stream the game? Yes, I am. I am gonna be co-streaming the Game Awards. We're gonna be here live, watching it alongside everybody. It's gonna be me, Brawly, maybe Solara. I think Lexi's gonna be watching it with us. She'll be on. Well, I think so. When's the Game Awards start? It starts pretty early in the day, right?
No.
What time does it start? Lexi might be watching it with us, depending on what time it starts. But yeah, we're all gonna be in Discord, hanging out, watching it and stuff. See all the reveals. But all right, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll probably post another video about what we expect and what we want and things that they might show here and there. But we'll see. But all right, thank you for joining me, Brawley, on this little adventure on Backlog. And yeah, I mean, I don't have any affiliation with Backlog, but I use this for my stream, and I love that they do this Game of the Year thing. So then it showcase. Like if I go to my friends list, it actually shows their Game of the Years. Wait, hold on. How do I do that? Go to the event page. Yeah, look, it shows like people who I might be following or just random people on. Look at this person. They put Elden Ring on everything. Ghostwire. What the fuck? Bayonetta 3. King of Fighters. Yeah, they've got a bunch of people posting all their stuff here, so that's pretty funny. But yeah, Backlogged is a website I use for tracking all this stuff. So if you guys want to check it out, then check it out. But all right, I'm gonna grab a drink real quick, and then we will continue with the next little segment. There's a friends button right there. Oh, there you go. Cool. Oh, Live a Live. I didn't even get to play Live a Live. Is it Live Alive? Live Alive?
Live alive, live live, live live.
Yeah, hey, if I'm not following you guys on here, you guys need to let me know.